Wow. So now we are in the last part of the connection with him because it sounds like I feel like he's shadowing, moving towards the ocean and to the light. Any questions you guys had for him or having for him right now?
Is he at all disappointed in the I guess decisions I made in the last month?
Absolutely not, he said. I'm okay with that. He's okay with that. He's not disappointed at all. He loves you so much. He's still loving you. He loved you and he loves you. And he's your protector at this moment. He said, you're not allowed to be with me, but I am with you. So that means that our way is separate right now. You need to move on. You need to move forward. You need to make a decision. You need to have a new life.
Good? All right. We don't do any kind of weird intro. We just do like Joe Rogan and we just start talking.
Let's do that.
Yeah. How are you?
Doing great. Fantastic. And I would love to talk about the name that you picked because, to be honest, it was the most touching, amazing, and fantastic name I ever heard. I came early, so I parked and I just looked into the building and just saw that name and just remind me about ocean, light, sun, and hope.
Yeah.
Which is, we should never give up on hope in any ways. And I'm so grateful to be here. And I am so happy to hear about every single stories that you told me earlier before we start our podcast. It's really touching my heart, touching my soul. And I'm here to do everything to helping others.
Nice. Can I have her just pull? Can you just pull it just a smidgen closer to you?
But that way?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's
better. Perfect.
Yeah.
How are you?
How am I?
Yeah.
Good.
You nervous?
A little bit.
You are?
Yeah. I don't think I really knew what to expect with this one.
There's nothing to expect.
Yeah, I know.
This is what happens.
No expectations ever.
We sit down in the podcast. We just start chatting.
Yeah.
And whatever's said on the podcast is how it goes.
Chatting.
I love it. I don't get nervous anymore. And you do a lot of public speaking.
I do a lot of public speaking, yes, of course. And the one thing that is pretty much funny right now, which when she said right away that I'm kind of don't know what to expecting, I am tapping or I felt the energies of the boyfriend, which was very touching for me. I don't know what happened 3 days before that even had happened between you guys. Mm-hmm. He is trying to tell you that he owe you the apology for whatever had happened 3 days or 3 nights before. And it sounded like that still wanted to tell you something that he wanted to text or he wanted to communicate, and he held himself back for it because he didn't want to hurt you or make you to feel nervous or uncomfortable for him. Mm-hmm. He felt you went through with him a lot and enough is enough.
That's actually kind of crazy that you say that. I went to a psychic medium a few months ago. His name is Bill Phillips. I don't know if you've ever heard of him, but he kind of said the same thing. He said that he's apologizing for something in the phone. He said there's a text message or something, and that he says when you see it that he's sorry. I don't know what that means, but this is the second time somebody said something like that.
I believe what I feel, he did not really was proud about how he basically brought you into his life the way that it was. It sounded like he felt as a failure. He felt weak. And he believed in one thing, that you could deserve much better. But however, he was very unhappy and uncomfortable about what he couldn't say or ask or even done better to. He just very sorry the way that you found him. It sounded like that he's almost crying out loud by saying sorry. Do you or could you just forget about that image or vision that you saw that day, that night, that moment? Am I still hurting? Am I still there? What did you done after that? It sounds like he's worried and concerned. Even you kind of think that you moved on or kind of you're okay now, but he still feels like that vision, that image, that moment hurt you and touched you a lot.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, there's nothing.
He said sorry about that, and he said, I could do much better, but I didn't know how. I was desperate, and I didn't know what I'm doing, and I'm sorry for that.
Yeah. No, I know he's sorry. I know he's sorry, but that was the hardest day of my life. You know, that was because I've talked about it before. I feel a lot of guilt for it. He was all that I knew for 5 years of my life, and I'm only 22, so that, is a pretty big chunk of my life. And I don't think I would even be the person I am today if he hadn't come into it. I think he taught me a lot of things, for sure.
He's talking about the fries, ketchup.
I just had fries before I came here. Okay. That's fucking weird. That's so weird.
Yeah. So that means that...
Because I was sitting I went to the Harbor House where me and him would always go, and the place that I always sit at, he has his name carved into the wood right next to the seat. So I went and I sat right there before I came here and had fries.
He was with you then, and he is with you now. He's here. You can ask him any questions.
That's hard.
It's very touching.
Yeah.
It is. And he missed you so much.
I miss him too.
And he's crying right now.
How does he feel about me moving? Does he have anything to say about that?
He's proud of you. He wanted you to do that.
When I went to the other medium, he had told me, and this was before I had even considered really moving, but he had told me, he was like, for some reason, Justin's showing me you going back and forth from Vegas to Orange County. He's like, I just literally see you driving through the desert, like back and forth. And I was like, that's weird. And he's like, yeah, there's a move coming up, but I don't know when it's going to be.
He's happy. He's happy for your move. He wanted you to move on. He wanted you to still talk to him when you have no one to talk to. He's also talking about candles and also the piece of bread.
That's
Tell me, what is that? Because he's going to tell more. It sounds like when you felt it, he's going to tell more.
Well, I mean, I always like candles and like sage for him. I'm a pretty like spiritual person too, but I kept this piece of bread because it was something that I had from when he lived with me, and I just like, even though it's like old and gross, I didn't want to throw it away.
Yeah, you love that crispy and piece of bread, which was pretty old, but you don't want it to give away. Do you still have it?
Yeah, I do. I should probably throw it away.
It's probably what stinks in my garage.
Yeah, in some point. How do you feel?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
It's still pretty hard for me sometimes, because
He missed you.
like I know the type of pain that you go through, to even want to like do something like that, you know, whether it just be like taking drugs or whatever, because I've been there.
He asked you, do you still like him or you don't?
I do like him. Yeah. There's been times when I yelled at him. I was pissed off at him for, not reaching out.
He said that, and he asking now that, are you still mad at me?
No, I'm not mad at him. I mean, I understand. I'm more hurt. Not like hurt, like sad, I guess would be more the appropriate words. Because I actually, he may not have known this from me, but I really loved him, and thought of him like as a son.
That's exactly how he felt about you. That's why he said, I miss you and hope you're not mad at me for what I did. He doesn't understand still why and exactly what happened. He just can't refer to it. It's kind of, he never meant to do that.
Right.
Not that way. But unfortunately, it was time. What I can feel about him and showing me ocean, he is living in an oceanside view of the place. He's happy. He's talking about limes, trees, limes, and also jungles, places that you loved, the smell of the trench bean, and something that he is trying to tell you to get more of it because your body needed nutritions.
Probably protein.
No, I think I need all nutrition.
Well,
I believe.
well, it sounds like he knows better than us.
Yeah, no, that's
If all you have to do is know what she eats on a daily basis.
Well, it's time to consider. It sounds like he knows about your nutrition better than you.
that's for sure.
I wonder if he's confusing limes with lemons, though.
Yeah.
Because we dropped him off. We
dropped
dropped part of him off in Italy.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe.
We went to Italy in May.
Oh.
There was tons of lemons everywhere.
Yeah, literally
Oh.
on every corner. They're like, their whole designs are lemon.
Limoncello.
Yeah, and I put him in the ocean out there when we were on a boat.
Wow.
It's illegal. Mark that. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Yeah. I have his ashes in here too.
Well, yeah. I could feel you when I hug you. Yeah, I did. I felt you. He's in a happy place. He's good. He said sorry again, and my time was in, but I never wanted that you would find me that way. So I think he would never forgive himself for that. It was different if he was somewhere else and you just could just receive the text and call from somebody else and then telling you what's happening. I think that would never let him go and make him to feel calm and happy ever again for what he did. That's what he said to me now. He's talking about tattoo. He's showing me the tattoo right now. And it's a symbol. It's also the letter. It's also the number.
Yeah, I have this tattoo of him, and then I have an angel. And I was going to get a 26 on my hand for, like, his number, because that was, like, his favorite number and also the age he was when he passed away.
Wow.
But
he is faster than me. He's reading your mind faster. Well, he's happy for what you want to do. He's very proud of you.
Thank you.
And told you what exactly I told you 3 years before I passed. So what happened 3 years before he passed?
3 years.
3 years before. Recall something or that some reminder, something that he wanted you to change. Mostly believe in yourself and to not allowing those negative thoughts, movements, or people or person go under your skin. So it says, whatever I said, I wanted you to remember for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I think I mean, he would always say, like, positive things. He would always say that he was my number one fan. You know, he would always say that he probably believed in me more than anybody on this earth, more than I even believed in myself.
Did you ever consider yourself as I'm not enough, or basically, of course we do. I mean, like we're all women. We kind of think about like we are not good enough. There is something wrong. But is it anything that could happen to you maybe at the age of, let's say, 17, 18, mostly 18 and a half, that would kind of like really bothered and scared you and kind of hurt you by a person? Could be your friend, could be some of the people that you knew, because it sounds like that emotionally you got so much touched by that comment or some negativities or things that come to you or get under your skin at some point. So he tried to remind you that you would never ever allow, and also telling you that don't open yourself easily to people. You need to hold yourself back a bit. I think what he's worried and concerned is that you are very nice and gentle to everyone. That's why he's scared. Don't be gentle too much. Don't trust too much. Don't believe too much. Give them some time to show and prove themselves to you. Don't open your heart easily to people. He wants to protect you for the rest of whatsoever is going to be in your life. He's actually telling that he's your protector and he will watch you. Make sure that you're okay. But make sure that you're holding in a lot of stuff, especially before something big is going to happen. He's telling, don't publish, don't say, don't mention until you get it done. Sounds like it. He's reminding you about outside energies that could destroy some of your plan. Make sure that you're not trusting and not telling out loud.
That makes a lot of sense.
You got to create in the dark room.
Yeah.
Yep. And it is actually true with the respect of him and what he basically tried to warn her for, it's true. Outside energies can destroy the plan and the goals, and that's why everything has to be in absolutely a secret moment. One of the secret things, when we fall in love with someone, just do it in secret. When you make a lot of money, do it in secret. When you buy the house, do it in secret. When you move, do it in secret. When you buy the car, do it in secret. Everything has to be in secret until you sign the contract, until you're done with it. People, not necessarily kind of harmful or kind of like trying to kind of take away things from you, but I think most importantly, they kind of feel, why not me?
Right.
Why her?
Right.
Why him? And what I'm doing is the wrong things. I want all those things too, but why I'm not receiving? What's wrong with me? And that energies, without even connecting you or even telling you, will kind of like lock the door for you.
Right.
So that's why everything has to be in a hidden and the secret mind and secret place. Only people that you love so much and they are so connected and absolutely close to your heart should know,
Right.
not other people.
No, I totally agree with that. I think people always try to prey on your downfall.
Can you tell me something very good about, like something that you always going to remember or remind you about him?
Remind me about him.
Mhm.
A lot of music
Mhm.
reminds me about him. Something so good about him, I think. I mean, there's like pretty much everything is good about him, but I think just the way that he never
Like a body language.
Oh.
Anything that related to body languages or anything. Because he asked me, just ask her.
about body language.
Does she remember? That could be pretty secret, but do you remember?
I mean, I just remember like when we would always like sit on the couch together, like either my legs would always be on him, or we would fight over like whose leg was gonna be like on top of each other. I don't know. I don't really know how to like describe body language, really.
That's exactly what he meant.
Oh, okay.
You got it right.
Okay.
He just wanted to know that if you were still remembering him.
Oh no.
And then remembering like all those little details and things that you guys had as a fun things together.
No, I'll always remember. I have like boxes and boxes of stuff and pictures and things that we did together or things that he got me, you know.
Wow. Speaking about your driving, what is going on with your driving? It's just like laughing at your driving or kind of trying to bully you about your driving.
Well, when they first got together, I had a DUI and I didn't have a driver's license, and he was my driver.
Okay.
So he drove me around for what, like 6 months or so?
6 months.
Like I literally paid him to be my full-time driver. And if he's laughing at anything, he's probably laughing because he ran into the palm trees in my very expensive Denali. Scratched the whole side. Of
He's also a shitty driver too. Don't let him trick you.
I'm a great driver.
Terrible driver.
Yeah.
It's just I like to look at people while I'm driving.
No, he's like he has just like a short ass attention span when he's driving. Like, he cannot.
No, he actually look at the ocean and just like forget about it. I have to look at the front, just like, oh, that's very beautiful.
Fucking rams
like,
into
oh.
the back. Thank God he has like a new car that has like technology that like probably beeps when somebody's in front of him.
It sure does.
Well, that's good. That's good. We needed that too. I have it too.
Yeah.
So, no, but just again, it's funny that just picking on you on the driving things and just like what did you would think about my driving or kind of laughing, and that's now makes sense why he actually wanted to point out the driving. Also, actually saying something about paint or like paint could be the house paint. It could
Spray
be
paint.
spray paint. Yeah. So is also mentioning about that too. So. And again, laughing at you for your creativity, which is actually laughing in a way that, when you just kind of like, bully in a good way, like your creativity sometimes. And it says like, are you still crazy with the technology or something? Or are you still into that? Or do you still have issues with that? Do you need help on that? It sounds like it, he never found someone like you as a role model. He never felt a connection with his own dad the way that actually he did with you. It sounded like that you became like a very best friend, like a strong best friend, at the same time a dad, and also the advocate, a person that can really change his life. And he said, you changed my life. You did. You did a great job. And I am so grateful for that. And he still feels like part of him never left, because that part will always protect you as your son. Evan, oh gosh, I'm touched too. Even if I am not around, but I am around your shoulder and I have your back. You're my leader. So he can't say thank enough for what you did, which his own family or father or people actually who knew would never do that and never done. He want to hug you right now. Try to close your eyes and feel him. He's very close to you right now. He's holding your hand. He's getting connect with you right now very strongly and holding you. It sounds like a tapping into your shoulder. You're not alone. You're not alone. You're not alone. I'm here with you. You're not alone. I'm here with you. I am always going to be with you. Wow. Did you feel him?
Yeah.
He's with you.
The part that, like when you talk about like the stuff that I gave him, that it's really like his family just couldn't give him what I could give him, and it's just, and it's, I never like blame like his parents or anything for any of that. I actually like really sad for them and their loss. I just lived a different life, and I think the last 5 years of his life he got to experience like, things that not everybody in the world gets to experience, going out to lakes and boating and jet skiing and snowboarding and just like family stuff. And he was always in the car with us, always going on the family vacations with us. So I'm grateful that I was able to give that stuff to him,
He said that too. He said, I never experienced anything with anyone, the one that I experienced with you. You taught me how to live. You taught me how to be strong. You haven't taught me how to I fight with my weakness. And I did. He said sorry again, not one time, but it sounded like he's just so sorry. He's really sorry.
That's what I always get from every medium I ever talk to. He's like, that he's repeating over and over and over again, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
He wanted you to heal.
I think I have. I mean, like my dad has told me, I told him when it first happened, I said, I don't think I'll ever heal from this. And he said, people don't ever fully heal from things like this. It leaves a scar. But it depends what you choose to do with that scar. You can either honor it or you can let it tear you apart. And I think for a little bit I did let it tear me apart a little bit. But I think I'm in a lot of a better place now.
You wrap yourself very fast. Yes, you did.
Yeah. I at the beginning of the year I created a vision board of all the things that I wanted to accomplish this year, and I accomplished almost every single thing on that vision board, and I don't think I would have been able to do it if it wasn't for him.
He loves your mood, attitude, character, personalities, and he said, please keep it. Don't change it for anyone. Only for yourself. He's very proud of you. But it's so funny. I mean, I have been in contact with a lot of, people who died in the past and even found them when they went missing and murdered and everything. But I never had this amazing voice. His voice is very nice, and he's singing actually.
Aww.
He's singing the song, and I think that song is all about I'm sorry, I love you, please forgive me. And he said repeatedly. He still wanted you to heal. You still need it.
Yeah, no, I know.
Have more time for yourself and, do things that really make you to feel calm. He's also suggesting you to not go to the places that you guys went together. He doesn't want you to do that. He's just said, stop doing this to yourself. I'm not going to come back. Even if you go to those places. I can't. I would love to, but I can't. Please don't do that to yourself. So from now on, I don't want you to go to those places that you guys had memory, because it's bothering, it's hurting him. It's not good for him. It's not good for his soul. Because every time you go there and you are crying, you feel that maybe you empty yourself, but he's not going to feel good. Because he feels every single tears that come from your eyes is really bothersome for him. Because he caused this. And you are the only person in this planet that he wanted to hurt or harm in any ways. So if you want to make him happy, don't go to those places ever again. Change your places. Change circumstances. Moving is good for you. That's why he agreed with that. You need to start a new life. And he said, start a new life without me, but I am with you. So the point for him is that stop hurting yourself too much by thinking nothing is your fault or anyone's fault. I don't know even what happened. It just happened. That's what he said. All I want, move forward with your life. Very wise person. He's super wise. You see how much he loves you? He loves you so much that he can't handle to see that you hurting yourself by repeatedly going to those places that you shouldn't go. That you guys went together. Don't listen to those music that we listen together. That's all his words. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I don't want you to cry. I don't want you to harm yourself. I don't want you to do any of those. Stop doing that. He get hurt. Wow. So now we are in the last part of the connection with him because it sounds like I feel like he's shadowing, moving towards the ocean and to the light. Any questions you guys had from him or having from him right now?
Is he at all disappointed in the I guess decisions I made in the last month?
Absolutely not, he said. I'm okay with that. He's okay with that. He's not disappointed at all. He loves you so much. He's still loving you. He loved you. He loves you. And he's your protector at this moment. He said, you're not allowed to be with me, but I am with you. So that means that our way is separate right now. You need to move on. You need to move forward. You need to make a decision. You need to have a new life. You need to have a new you without me. You have to accept I can't be there anymore. So that's why move forward with your life. And any decision you made, he's accepting, respecting, and loving. So don't be hard and harsh to yourself, he said.
Does he think that I'm like going on the correct path?
He said yes. He said yes. 2 times. Even mentioning now pretty odd but very clear. I support you with that decision. I love that one. Go for it. He's gone now. He's gone now.
Thank you.
It was very powerful. And again, I never saw that someone say sorry more than 1 million times. Maybe I said 3 or 4 times to you, but his sorriness and kind of forgive me, please forgive me, and I love you was like almost more than 10,000 times. Much more than you could imagine. He's upset. He's sad. He's sorry. He's disappointed of himself. He is disappointed mostly that disappointed you, as you have been like a role model, like a teacher, like a guru, like a advocate, anything. And I'm so sorry that I disappointed you. He mentioned this more than 10 times. He wanted you to forgive him. And knowing that if it wasn't because of you, he would be dead 5 years ago or 4 years ago.
Right. Pretty much true.
Yeah.
So you changed his life. You brought light and sun to his life. And he wanted you to know that you are the only person that he always going to remind as a father. So he never accept his own father. And even until now that he's gone, he did not accept it and not ever going to. So you are the only father that he has forever. That's why he touched you. That's why he hugged you. That's why he wanted to tell you that I am with you around your shoulder. If you got tired, just look at your shoulder. I'm going to be there and help you.
Nice.
So you're doing good, honey.
I am trying to.
Doing good. But hopefully you did something with that piece of the bread, though. It's not in the garage. I think you have to check after this. It is very good. I mean, he was pretty detailed. And I love how he wanted to connect with both of you. Normally, when they connected, they allow to connect with only one person at a time. But he was allowed to connect with both of you, which means to me that he's in a good place. So he can.
Nice.
So continue with your candle. And fun things that actually he said was about, like, when the bread came and you always actually go to the can of the bread and not like the middle of the bread. You always love this crispy one.
Yes.
And to let the bread kind of like be in the middle, but only the crispy.
Nobody wants the butt bread.
So yes, it was it's so funny. And then like the fries, it was funny too that reminded about the fries, that you got the fries in the car. It's crazy. But please don't go to those places that you guys went, okay? I know it's hard. I mean, sometimes it's like a meditation. You want to go to the places. It's kind of like a memory or something. But I don't know. He doesn't want to.
It was weird. I went to one of those places on his birthday. I went to this beach in Huntington Beach that we used to always go to together. It's not really like a beach, but you can just like see the water and like park right in front. We would always go there and we would get pizza and wings, and he would always get like a 40 ounce of beer. And so I went there and got the pizza and wings, and I'm like sitting there, and some homeless guy is like playing his guitar. No, but he comes out, he's like literally faces his stool right in front of my face and starts playing his guitar. But he starts singing a song about losing his loved one. And I thought it was the most weird thing, because it's like, why is this a homeless man even singing to me? But second off, he's singing about a song about how he lost his wife. And it was I just thought it was odd, because obviously it's his birthday and I'm sitting at the spot where we would always go.
When was that?
It was on his birthday, June 26th.
It probably after that night, you went through a lot of emotional battles. And then I think that's maybe why the message today was that I don't want you to continue, because I think every time something about him kicking in, you kind of, it sounds like your brain recalling into that crazy night, crazy time, things that happened, the way that you found him, how you found him, what happened, and even 3 days before, 4 days before, even actually a couple of hours before, even the night before. So it sounded like that he just wanted to kind of like shadow that memory, It's just like put it in the dark and not really recover that memory all the time by just going to those places. And he was it sounds like he gave you order. It's not about like them friendly asking you to not go to those places. It's kind of like I'm ordering you. It's like demanding you, demanding you. So just listen. Demanding. Yeah, he's demanding.
I can hear his demanding voice.
Yes, demanding. Yeah. He has a nice voice, actually.
His demanding voice doesn't scare me.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure it doesn't, Dad. Scared me.
Yeah. No, he's demanding.
I just put him in a chokehold.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure.
I did once.
Sure.
Twice.
I'm
Once.
sure.
Oh, it was one.
Just one time.
No, but this is important. I mean, when people from above gave us a messages about like how we have to react and act in our current life, especially when they are so connected and so in tune and in connect with you, both in the emotion and other way. What so important things is just like make sure that you never ever just do things that you want to do. Just listen to them. because when they get disappointed again, they can't kind of like follow and protecting and doing this stuff, and it's just hurting them, it's just harming them in some point. He wanted to be happy all the time when you are laughing, smiling, giggling, giggle more, just have fun, go and just like, explore more, have fun, enjoy, go dance, like do fun things. He want to see that. When you just going through a dark moment, as a empty, as a lonely, as a I don't know what to do now, I feel lonely, I want him back, or crying, going all over the place, he can't handle it because he was the one that caused this issue. So you put more guilt on him, so he's not going to feel free and feel happy there. If you want to make him happy, be happy as much as you can. Stop crying, stop worrying, stop anything that could make him to feel uncomfortable about what he did. Because anything that harm you one time, it will harm him at this moment 10 times, because he loves you and he feels guilty about what he did. That's why he said sorry more than 10,000 times.
Yeah, and I can see that. He's very, very sensitive.
He's a Cancer. Of course he's sensitive.
Of course. Of course. Everything is huge. Everything is matter.
Yeah.
So tell me more about yourself. I mean, we're talking about everything, but not yourself. I mean, like, tell me about your story. Because he asked me to ask you about your stories, because he said if he did not tell me about his story, I would be dead 5 years ago, 4 years ago. So he changed my life by told me his story of life.
Yeah. I mean, probably we went through a lot of the same struggles, obviously a little bit different, but at the same time, I struggled with addiction and low self-esteem and mental health issues. And my dad was a workaholic, so he was gone a lot. But the one thing that my dad always did growing up as a kid, even though he worked a lot and wasn't home all the time, he made sure that he took his family on family vacations often, at least a couple of times a year, where the whole family would go, which is like what has, transpired into my own family and my own kids' lives.
So you have a good memory of those summertime, what kind of traveling, trips, winter, both. Skiing, both, yep. Everything. Wow.
So I gave that to my kids, and then he came in, I guess it would be like 6 years ago now. I didn't like him at first because, of course, I'm not going to like anybody that is trying to date my 16-year-old daughter. 15-year-old daughter. I wasn't happy about it. How
old was him at that time?
I don't know. They were just of the legal age, both of them. He was right on the cusp of being too old, and she was. It was whatever is legal in California is about where it was.
Oh.
But he was a tiny bit older, right? I didn't like him at first. But I started liking him when he started driving me around, and that's when he and I were probably able. We spent a lot of alone time together.
You guys get to know each other, and you became like a father to him.
I feel like I taught him to be responsible, to be on time. He was never late picking me up. If anything, he was early. And it's probably when I talked to him about just my life and my struggles. I was going through struggles when he was driving me. Obviously, I didn't have a driver's license. I was in a rehab center for a year because of stuff that I had done, a relapse that I had. I think did he start driving for me after? I think I got him sober.
Yeah. Yeah, he went to your sober living first. I got him sober, and he stayed sober for quite a long time, and then he started drinking. But
we hung out a lot for quite a while, and one of the things. So my story though is my story is I come from a good family. had some childhood trauma that messed with my head, and I chose to stick substances in my body to kill that pain because I didn't know how to walk through pain. And that's where I think I connect with him, like on a real deep level, even like on the spiritual realm level. And I think probably he can see that now because he can understand the pain that I have inside of me. Mm-hmm. And I kind of feel like that's why he's so sorry. Not just towards me, but towards her, because like I don't care how much pain I'm in anymore. There's no way that I'm gonna put that shit in my body to because what I've learned as a older, wiser person, that it's so much easier to walk through pain than it is to mask pain. Because then when we mask pain and we use a substance, we cause tenfold pain to the people that love us. And then if you're a sensitive person like I am and like he is, it really hurts us more than it even hurts them. So that tenfold becomes a hundredfold pain to us. So if you can just learn to like walk through that pain and just, it's easier. Like his death is painful for me. It's painful for her. It's painful for me. And I think too, because like he knows it's painful for her, really extremely painful. But then there's the pain that I have just from him, but the pain that I have of being a father, because when you're a parent, and I'm her mom and her dad. Her and I have been together since she was 36 days old. It's just been me and her. So her mom hasn't really been in her life ever. She doesn't know her mom. I think she just met her for the first time a year ago. No, 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, like 6 months ago. It was weird.
How was your feelings?
I really didn't do it for her. I did it for my brother because she has a son that I had never met, which is my brother. He's 15 years old, and I didn't want any more time going by without, getting to know him or just meeting him, seeing the similarities and stuff. But I've always just had my dad. That was fine with me because I love my dad more than anything. Like, my dad has always been my best friend, and, he has a lot going on now, so we don't, hang out like we used to. But, we were really close. We would always do everything together. He was always at my sports games. He was always, when he was sober, he was literally the best dad that anybody could ask for. And I still listen to like all the playlists that he would play in the car, and I think like 2010 was probably like the best year of my life. I think it was 2010. I don't know what year. The year when you were sober, but I wasn't like super young, but I was like kind of in like some middle age. But I just remember listening to those songs and just how much I loved my dad and all the fun things that we would do together.
Well, you guys mean to come to each other's life because you had a lot of emotional scars, which is you got healed by her. I think the day that she born until now, you guys just healing each other's, actually helping each other's, holding each other's hand, and pulling each other's when none of you guys would have any type of like a power to walk forward or to move forward.
I mean, those are facts, because if the day she was born, if you really want to know my story, the day she was born, I was sitting in La Puente with these Chicano gang members. And when I say that, I mean real stone cold killers. And I was buying drugs from them, and I was transporting them down to San Bernardino. And the day she was born was the day that I made a decision to do something different with my life.
Yeah. And
that something different is this building that you're sitting in. It's a drug and alcohol treatment. It was the, see, a lot of people, and I say this on the podcast and stuff often, like, she saved my life. She's my angel. I wouldn't be alive And that's why the whole thing like fucks me up, because like, you know, I say it on the podcast too sometimes. It's like um that the little girl that saved my life is, you know, the same little girl that 21 years later found her fiance dead. And that's the reason why this podcast exists. When she was born, it's the reason why all my other business exists. The reason why I help addicts and people with mental health issues that suffer from pain, the same stuff that I suffer from. That's why all of that exists, because she was born. And then 21 years later, this podcast is born because of her pain. Because the phone call that I got on it was September 11th of 2022. So this podcast exists, and this podcast is more than just a podcast. It's a movement. Like, I'm not going to stop sitting behind this microphone until 300 million people have heard my voice, and 20 million of those people are standing beside me and following me and listening to me, so that I can create change, so that other families don't have to go through this pain. Because currently in the United States, 300 people are dying every single day from fentanyl, you know. And did he know he was doing fentanyl? Probably. Did he know that the pressed Percocet that he was buying off of the street was going to kill him that night? No.
He didn't.
Absolutely not.
He didn't.
And did he think for a second that she was going to be the one that found him? No. But, you know, I'm one of those type of people, like, give me pain, it fuels my fire.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, and I won't stop. I don't have anything left to do except for be loud and be, you know, and create change and bring people back together in this horrible divided country. You know, we allowed, and I'm never political when I'm saying this, but we allowed the media and our politicians to divide us based on stupid crap so that we would be weak. And, you know, this fentanyl crisis is, I'm hoping to be the voice that brings everybody back together so that we can fight them.
You are the voice. And I am sure a lot of people, a lot of boys and girls, they are going to listen to you and listen to your voice, and will be united together with you to make sure that no one else get hurt ever again by bad things.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that everything that happened to your life, it meant to be. From the moment that you met the mother of her, from the moment that she said that she's pregnant, the moment that all the fights started and all the craziness just happened, and the moment she born, everything in her life was meant to be. And even now, when your loved one is not here, when he's gone, it's also meant to be, because it has some meaning to changing life for the millions of people out there. All we have to do is just give them info and help them to adjust themselves, to be accepted by public, to be loved by other people, to also encouraging family members to respect them, to love them, to not judging them, to not comparing them. And I think what you have at this moment is not the little things. It's actually an ocean that you want to wash off all the negativities, craziness, and everything that we may have and going to have in our thoughts just because we are not normal or average or whatever, you know. An average person has to kind of like get up at that time and then, like, you know, go to high school, do things, go to university, get your things done, you know, and get married and go through this and go through that. And it's like, not everybody should do the same things. We all have our battles and craziness and everything. But what is important is that how we accepting each other, respecting each other, and also helping each others.
Yeah.
So your voice matters a lot.
Thank you.
That you think.
Yeah, I truly believe that. I mean, you know, this tragedy or mess has become our message. You know, this test that we are going through is becoming our testimony.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
It's true.
and it's like we were blessed. I mean, if this happened 10 years ago, we didn't have these platforms.
Correct.
We didn't have a platform that I could come on and build myself.
Wow.
You know, and have, you know, somebody like you on my platform that already has an amazing platform.
Thank you. Well, for me I don't know what to say, but I'm so grateful and I'm so thankful to be part of this platform, or actually come today or be part of this platform, communicating with your love and connecting with him, bringing you good, nice, beautiful messages from him to you. It was, again, if I have a gift, which I used that for almost so many years, almost whole my life, which I still don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But it's fantastic, and how I can connect people to each other, and how I can even find the bodies and missing peoples when they actually went missing for 10 years.
Yeah.
I just say, well, that's a miracle. And I have to thank you guys to bring me here and tell me your story as loud and as clear, as honest and as perfect. It's touching my heart, and I will do everything what goes from my power to make other people pay attention to what you have to say.
Thank you. Will you do one thing for me, but as we close out, and just tell my viewers just a little bit about yourself and your bio?
Of course, of course. So people know me as a Dr. Fia Johansson, or Persian Medium, and I have been work as a medium for almost, again, I think from the age of 14, 15, back in Stockholm, Sweden. So I was in many cases there back then, and then I came to United States about like 14 years ago. So again, I got involved again with many cases, and again, I have a doctorate of psychology and human behaviors, which has actually helped me to get to know people better. Together with my gift, I could kind of connect with people's heart and deeply get involved with them. I'm not like a psychologist that labeling everyone, kind of, oh, you have that diagnosis, you have that disorders, you have this and that. No, I just say we're all human beings. We can heal. We can heal each other. We can go through the healing process together, not alone. And if we have a good resources and good support, we can absolutely succeed with anything and everything in life. And everything and absolutely everything is possible.
It's beautiful. Thank you so much for coming down and spending some time with us and being part of our platform. It was really, really nice.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for, again, the opportunities that I received from you guys. I feel a lot of people, your viewer, my followers, people who basically reading in all my stories tonight, they are going to really feel and sense that we would love to hear where is that podcast, how we can find them, where should we go. So anything that you have to say to my followers, which is there are over 9 million, so
Yeah.
they're everywhere, all over the place.
Yeah.
So anything or anywhere that they can easily find you and find this podcast, because I do believe they are very curious and serious about what you did, your stories, anything they can read about you and then touch their life. Okay. That would be fantastic.
Yeah, we have we have three main platforms for the Hopeaholics podcast. So we're on Instagram, and that's at the Hopeaholics. We are also on YouTube at the Hopeaholics podcast, right? And then Spotify, just the Hopeaholics. That's where our podcast is. I also have 6 different treatment centers in California. The main treatment center is called Hope by the Sea, and people can find that at hopebythesea.com.
Wow.
Yeah. And actually, there's a couple ways to connect with us on Instagram. You can click to call. You get my actual normal co-host he picks up the phone often,
Amazing.
or on the website. Yeah, so we help anybody that has mental health and addiction problems. We have multiple treatment centers and multiple platforms to help them get the help that they need.
So, so you believe, as I believe, that everything is possible. So if anyone that hear us and basically they may struggles with that drugs and the shoes and everything that had in the past of couple of years, we both believe that it's possible to cure, it's possible to kind of be yourself, it's possible to change yourself. How long does it take for them to see the result and what they had exactly to do in order to see the best result when they really start to heal or somehow sober or do something to get rid of everything that kind of bothered them at this moment?
Well, I mean, it starts. That's a very
I think it varies.
It's a diverse question, but my belief with that is it starts right away, and you get out what you put in. So the more work you put into, changing your mindset, because at the end of the day, the whole entire thing is changing your perception and your mindset. Even the way we all have pain. But once we start to change the way we look at pain and trauma, we really start to heal. And that healing process starts right away, and then for me, it's like based on how much work do you do? And then what do you start filling your mind with? Do you continue to fill it with junk, or do you continue to fill it with, only positive stuff? I no longer listen to negative things. I fill my mind with positive motivational speakers. I do when I'm in my car. I become a nerd and I just listen to audiobooks on leadership. And that's how we heal. I mean, it's in therapy. I love therapy. I mean, I think therapy is great, and the reason why the treatment centers work. When you have another person going through the same thing that you're going through, there's so much healing in the peer support,
exchanging words, encouraging each other's, and basically understanding the pain of each other's. That's pretty important.
Yep.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, I would highly recommend whoever. I mean, like if you guys have any sort of struggles at this moment and kind of believe that maybe it's over, maybe my life is over because I lost my wife, I lost my husband, or I lost my kids, or I lost my parents just because of my character, attitude, personalities, or any type of the things, or, I hate myself and all this stuff. Don't give up. So as you can see, there is people who never gave up. And right now they are pretty successful about anything and everything. They know what they want of life. And most importantly, you guys not judged, correct?
Right.
So your centers, they are not judging them based on what, and you guys there for them 24 hours.
We are 24/7.
So again, say the name by your mouth.
Yeah. Hope by the Sea.
Hope by the Sea.
Hope by the Sea.
Yep.
Don't forget about it. Cheers to Hope by the Sea.
Yeah.
Don't forget.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for coming in.
You're welcome.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Have a great one, guys, and bye.
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 So we'll